Super weird. Okay, so Twitch is working. YouTube's working. Okay. Pull this back up. Saying YouTube's transmitting, but okay, there it goes. Finally. Hello, chat. How are we tonight? Hopefully, everyone's doing well. I hope. Good, I hope. It's definitely been an interesting week as we wait for, you know, SitCon or whatever. No, not SitCon. 4.4 to arrive. Sorry, I haven't been online. I've been doing Halloween and a bunch of other things. It's been busy around here. Again. Definitely busy. So, that being said, who's excited? 4.4 arrives in probably the end of the week. I hope. It'll be interesting. Yep. It's gonna be good fun, chat. Good fun. Did I hear a cat? That was weird. I heard a cat. It's kind of odd. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder why it says unstable connection. Odd. Okay. Yeah. I'm just surprised I'm so many places. Kind of funny. Hopefully, I'm not echoing everywhere. Hmm. Yep. It's been interesting. Oops. What was that? Oh, Botrix. Yeah. I I recently bought a Polaris and a Prospector. Probably won't play the Polaris much except for with my org and my friends, but we'll see. Engineering's going to change so many aspects of this game going forward. It really will. It's kind of insane how much it's going to change the game. Yeah, definitely. And I do promise I'm going to be playing a lot of more exploratory stuff as we get more details. Nyx is possibly coming into the game later in the week. There's also the roadmap roundup for the week here in a few days. That's a good thing. Trying to get back into streaming can sometimes be hard, especially when you're away for a while. Definitely. Definitely can be. Yep. Right. All right. All right. So basically, okay, assuming people can actually hear me. This is a very comfortable chair, by the way. Lord Axis demands your attention. I'm kidding. I am joking, of course, chat. Yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna have to eat dinner or something. Let me see. I will be doing another giveaway potentially this month. I don't know when, but we'll see. Simply have to wait and see when I'm going to do that. I'll try to do it every month to maybe every few months. That way, folks feel incentivized to stick around and hang out. Just loyalty. Reward loyalty. Yeah. Slow night. Is anybody else streaming? I don't think they are. Yeah, I've always wondered, when we're gonna get more solar systems, and fact of the matter is we get served Nix, one of my biggest demanded systems. I cannot wait return to Levski possibly at the end of the week. Explore and hang out in my old stomping ground. When I joined the game in 3.8, Delamar was still around. Delamar was still very much a part of Stanton. Nyx, as we know it, or figuratively have seen it, wasn't even in concept yet. But Levski existed. At least the initial version of it. I am hoping they reuse the dwarf planet asset somewhere else. As another planet. Or something, you know. Don't just bury it into the nothingness. Actually utilize it somehow. Just an opinion. Dun, 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 dun. I don't see anybody around. Anybody online tonight? Online tonight. What am I hearing? Oh wait, there it is. There we go. I was echoing. Sorry, chat. Sorry about that. Huh. Well. Okay. Hmm. So I wonder when we're getting our next video or whatever. Star Citizen. You know, I'm tempted to watch the entire CitizenCon 2955 bit uninterrupted and then give my overall thoughts here at 8 o'clock. So, You know what? Let's do it. I haven't done this yet. So, yeah.
information, and you're going to be able to see it grow as we work on it.
Like with everything, we're always learning and improving and finding new ways.
I mean, is there anything more Star Citizen than just building the system while the players watch us build it around them?
It's going to add a nice dynamic to Stanton and be a much more calming of, style system than Pyro.
The people that would have played it before are going to love to see this come back, and the people that haven't seen it before, it's going to be a great new location.
This is the first time that I'm going to be able to touch stuff and kind of bring my own content to the game, and that's really exciting to me.
Levski coming back into the game is a huge milestone personally for me. So I worked on the original quite some time ago, so seeing it come back and updated and improved and better is fantastic. So we've talked about Levski, we've talked about the Glacian Belt, but you're probably asking yourself, what's the new gameplay activity we're going to be doing? So
it'll be a place where like an organization or a group of like 5-6 people could come and just get a monumental.
What else we got? The Citizen. What else we got? The Citizen.
Everyone's mentioned the Wolf. The Wolf's everyone's favorite.
The Wolf, I was different, a bit away from the norm.
And all of that on the RSI website.
Vehicles, the
part of the show with a look at how crafting is going to change everything from resource gathering, refining, and even combat when it comes online in the next few months.
The first version of crafting is going to be quite small in scale. We're going to use it as a kind of a concentrated effort to allow the players to experience the initial UI, the flow of gathering materials that have different quality.
I don't even care if it's simple. I just hope that it works properly.
And using those to craft items which are better than what they have currently in the game.
The first version is going to be primarily FPS items that you can craft, weapons and armor. For Star Citizen, crafting is our primary progression mechanic. Star Citizen isn't your standard MMO. We don't have levels. We have ships. We have gear. We have things that you create in the world, you perfect, you research, you improve. And those items, those ships, those vehicles, the armor and weapons, that's how you progress in Star Citizen. Crafting isn't just a progression mechanic for creating new items. It's also a fundamental change to how we handle resources in the game. The materials that you collect, how you refine them, quality matters.
Crafting the weapons, you'll be able
refine them, quality matters.
Crafting the weapons, you'll be able to have some quality materials to influence the item stats on those weapons.
It'll be somewhat random, potentially weighted on the location of the material. Some will have a higher chance of higher quality. And once you take those materials to your crafting bench, the fabricator, you can use them to craft, and the different attributes will be increased based on the quality of the materials you use. It's not just iron ore anymore, it's iron ore of the quality that you know will get you the stats for the item that you desire. And it's not just mining, it's essentially every resource we can get our hands on.
To support this, we also need major changes to inventory so that all of these new resources that you're collecting, You can see what you have, you can order it better, you can understand what you have in your inventory.
We won't have the new refining crafting system yet. We'll be using the existing ones. Those will pass the quality through into the refined materials, which you can then take to your crafting machine and start making your personal items. Once you have your blueprint and your quality materials that you've refined, then you can put them together on the item fabricator. This will be pretty much what we showed in last year's CitizenCon, with the UI letting you assign your quality resources to different aspects of the item. Once you're happy with what you see on the preview, you'll be able to click to craft and it'll get queued up and your result will be produced sometime later. You'll be able to get the new crafting machine from shops in most landing zones. You'll be able to bring it up on your freight elevator and use it in your personal hangar, or tractor beam it around and stick it on a ship if you want to use it from there.
There'll be a small amount of blueprints you get credited to your account just to test and mess around, but the vast majority of them will be earned through missions, and then you can use that blueprint to craft the item that it is that you've got the blueprint for. So it should be a good reason to go and test all the different various missions in the game.
The advantage of crafting your own items is that they'll be better than anything that you could buy from shops. You'll be able to increase and improve item stats that are relevant to your gameplay. Maybe a gun will shoot faster, maybe it'll do some more damage, or your armor will have greater resistances against environmental effects or incoming fire. You might be wondering, what about the upgrade and research? That will be coming in a subsequent release. We're happy with this initial scope for crafting.
It's going to be so valuable for us as devs to kind of get the metrics in, get the feedback in, because then we can make the changes that, you know, they only become obvious, so to speak, when you have kind of mass amounts of data and mass amounts of users using it. So I'm very excited to get it out in the wild.
It's our intention to get crafting out on tech preview by the end of the year and get the testing we need so we can release it when it's ready.
So that's one way you'll be crafting your...
Okay, I really hope they do get it out by year's end. Bad. Like, really badly. I'm sure a lot of people in chat are like, yeah, I hope it gets out year's end too. We're getting engineering as a test article soon. So hopefully we get crafting as well. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little bit more excited for this than I am engineering. Because, yeah, it looks fun. I want to be able to make my own gear. I'm sure a lot of people are like that too. Hey Fox and Moon, how are you today? What do you think of my thoughts? Are you more excited for engineering or crafting, Foxen? In your opinion? I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think both are super exciting? Or are you more excited over one or the other? Oops.
Your own experiences in the Star Citizen universe. But what about us? Where do we get to hone in and craft a bespoke experience here and there, specifically tailored to individual or small group play? Well, that's where Instance comes in, and I'm going to let Benji tell you a little bit more.
We're bringing instancing to Star Citizen in 2026. Why are we doing it, and how will it work? So if you've played any content in 2025 in Star Citizen, you know that most of these areas were in actual PvP zones where other players could interfere. Instancing is a means to create an environment where designers can create tailored content that's tuned to a specific group size, but it is also protected from outside interference. It's not to say that we don't love PvP. I'm a PvP guy. PvP me, bro. But like most MMOs, a good balance between a dangerous overworld and a protected instances is needed. Right now, we don't have this ability, and this is something we really need in order to give you a sense of progression that is tailored and balanced to a tunable amount of groups, so the difficulty matches the group size. There's a beginning and an end. It doesn't mean that that doesn't fit in our overworld strategy, meaning getting to the instance is dangerous, exiting the instance is dangerous, or can be interfered with others. But at least when you're playing the content, we can actually make something that's curated for one experience. So before anybody says this is only a PvE thing, this technology can also be applied to unlock curated PvP experiences that are as seamless as the PvE ones. So it's not about one thing or the other, it's really about unlocking developers' ability to create curated content. So that said, how will it work? Instancing is really an evolution over static to dynamic meshing. We want your instances to be as seamless as your instance hangers, meaning that when you take an elevator, you exit the elevator, you're inside the instance. A gateway opens, you cross that gateway, you're now into your instances. Could be also a quantum jump into an instance that you don't even see. The transition is just like a dynamic mesh transition. And so throughout the universe, we will be able to add these areas that are open or closed instances that allow you to join in either with a party and have a reserved instance for your party, or join an open instances that has a number of slots. And so some of those areas will be completely instanced on different servers. This allows us to leverage the compute power of the entire mesh. The closed ones will be really to drive one piece of content. You enter and exit seamlessly, just like we do with your instance hangers currently. Let's go and find out what one of our first instances will be.
Siege of Arzen was an event we did previously, which created a gameplay scenario where the player had to run through and progress through contested islands of Arzen. This was a high-paced, high-intensity event, but it struggled a little bit from its technical execution. But now with the introduction of instancing, it gives us an opportunity to evolve it and modify it and make it better for you and a small group to work through that activity.
It is an event that I had the honor of pretty much solely designing and building all of the logic and having the stress of trying to get it working.
Agent Dooley from the CDF puts the call out for volunteers because basically the Ninetales have taken over sort of a cluster of floating platforms in Orison.
And you are there to kill these sort of lieutenants of this terrorist organization and take back control.
Yeah, there's a ton of leaks that have come up. Yeah. I've been hearing some interesting stuff, man. Oh. I've been hearing some interesting things, DJ. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that.
So in our current...
Hold on just a second. Yeah, source. Yeah, there's apparently some new stuff coming. Like really cool new stuff. And Hermes Clipper Salvation all slated for IE. Yep. There's a bunch of new ships. Apparently the Hermes is an Apollo variant, from what I understand. As for the Clipper, a lot of people are leaning toward it being the wonky bird. Or is that, yeah, they call it the Flappy Bird. I call it the drunk bird with the broken wing. And then there is the, the Salvation. What is the Salvation? I think the Salvation's the, what do you call it? The, I almost want to say it's the battle cruiser. Think about it. Retribution class. Salvation class. It's not the Argus class. It's something else. It's a bigger ship. I think the Salvation is the battle cruiser. If that's the case, it will be the largest player-owned ship we will ever have. And it will be Goliath. Possibly, but I doubt it. Salvation doesn't sound like something you would name a salvager. I could see Scrapper or something. Not Salvation. The name makes too little sense. It's not something I would name a, something that feeds off scraps. Vulture. Condor. Raven. Something that eats. God, I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that, DJ. That'd be so dumb. Perfectly good wasted name for a capital ship. That'd make me sad. I mean, literally, that would make me cry. Sadness tears. I hope not. It'd make me sad. And if they do that, they're cruel, bro. It's like, why? Why do you hate us so much, CIG? It's like, why? Right? I mean, I get it, but it's like, yeah. I don't know. There's still a battle cruiser coming. They've already said it's gonna be a straight to fly. That thing's gonna be giant. We're talking 3/4 the size of the Bengal. Oh yeah, the L-21 Wolf, Alpha Wolf. I wonder if it's a medium. Because Alpha anything critters are bigger than... Oh yeah. Yeah, they might give us updates on it, DJ. Like updates. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we're working on it, and stuff. But although we may be wrong, who knows? Maybe they were working on it in secret. I mean, this year has been weird. Very weird. A Kruger medium ship with all that metal. Yeah. The Alpha Wolf could be a medium. You never know. Or it might be something else. A special kind of bespoke laser, DJ. Like large lasers. Like size 6s underslung. Like a pair of them. It's big, but say like Gatling laser beam. Like just overpower and overclock the lasers like hell. The problem is it takes a while to recharge. Yeah, for a medium, yeah. A 2-man, maybe 3-man ship. A pilot, a gunner, and maybe a mechanic. Yep. Pilot, mechanic, gunner. As for the wonky bird, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Yeah, medium ship. Don't forget the Stinger is technically a medium. It's a medium-sized starfighter. Oh yeah, like a true answer to the Black. The Cuddy Black has needed a competitor for years, either from Kruger or Consolidated Outland. What would be a good ship that Consolidated could come out with that would be bigger than the Mustang, but still be a medium? You know, you have the Nomad, you have the Mustang. Okay, we have a naming thing. The Pioneer. Why not the Trailblazer? What's other names for pioneering? Think of some names. What would be a good name for a CO medium ship? No, I'm talking about like a freighter, like a medium freighter. The Nomad is kind of a small, almost too small to be a medium, but it's almost there, right? Yeah. It's almost a medium, but it's not quite there. Sherpa. Sherpa. Or mountain names like Catskill or Appalachian. Or what's a good name? Let's see, nomadic, desert, Wanderer, Consolidated Outland Wanderer, Nomad, Wanderer, Vagabond. Those are names. Sherpas are mountain climbers. So they have kind of that rugged frontier kind of bit. So you have Wanderer, Pioneer. Okay. The named ones are Mustang. A Mustang's a type of wild horse. Right. The Wanderer would be a medium. The Outlander would be the large. Outlander or something? No. The Wanderer would be the large. Thank you for following, whoever just followed. Everest. Yes, Everest. That's a good name. Thank you for following. Oh, I cannot spell your name. Oh my gosh. I cannot spell anything tonight. Oh, unknown user. Super hyped. Yep. Same here. Skip ahead in day, yeah, me too. It makes me sad. Time, yep. It makes me sad too. I wish we could too. Because then we could be like, yeah, can we please skip ahead? I want to be able to, you know, watch, go to IAE, watch stuff. And for love's sakes, return Jax to us. Return the Jax. Return the Jax. Right? Return the Jax. To quote Courage the Cowardly Dog. You remember Return the Slab, right? Yeah, I have my Polaris, so I'm good there. I have my Polaris and Prospector ready and willing. I'm going to be getting other stuff, though. I'm looking at maybe getting a... What do you call it? A ironclad or ironclad assault. I'm sure a lot of people are like, why are you getting that if you have a Polaris? Well, it's easier to man. Sure, a lot of people are like that too. Perseus, Galaxy, Starliner, Ironclad, I'm thinking are the permanents. Yeah, those are good choices. Good choices. Very. Yep. Ironclad, so but the more I thought about it, I think I'd rather have the extra cargo over the drop ship functionality. Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating it. Do both of them do repair? No. I actually want the assault as the drop ship, because instead of the what I call the Cutlass Steel, or as I call it, the Cutlass Theft, I want the Ironclad Assault. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm eyeballing the Assault more, mainly for its utility and multi-purpose use over just pure cargo. I already have a lot of cargo ships and or other cargo ships I'm aiming for, you know? I'm looking at getting the hull A and B, both of the hulls. The smallest one and the second smallest at some point. So yeah, I'm eyeballing the hull A, hull B, yeah, repair bay. But then again, if you're in a protracted ground battle, that might be a boon. You know, a boon to you. I wouldn't look the other way. Well, if it's not for you, it's not for you, you know? I also have a Crucible and Kraken. Yeah, so it's kind of a stopgap, technically, for you. Yeah. So it technically doesn't fit you. Technically. It's more for other people who don't have a Kraken. More or less. At least it's how it looks to me. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, a lot of people are going to be in my same department, basically. Yeah, I definitely am wondering what IAE will bring us. Honestly, a mini Kraken may be a pretty good way to describe the Ironclad Assault. Yeah, it's very similar to the Kraken. A lot of ways. Hey, Space Nerd, what's up, man? Hopefully you're doing well tonight. We're just talking IAE and some other things. Feel free to add your commentary too. I love other people commenting. It keeps the thing going and more interesting. I hope it's black and gold or something. Or gold and copper. You know, some good, solid colors. Yeah, I hope so. Something really nice looking, you know? I hope so, man. Because we've needed some good paints for a while. Oh my god, no. Those paints, they're okay as show-off paints, but not for actual, you know, like, show plate paints. God, they're ugly. Those white and purple paints. Now, if it was a metallic purple and black, it would have looked so much nicer than that coral purple and white. Metallic, like flake purple, you know, dark, like really dark purple. I'm sure everybody else would agree to that too, because if it was like a metallic flake purple with black or even gray, something other than white. Something other than white, guys. Yeah, black and gold. Yep. That's good color scheme. Remind me, DJ, who were the winning ships? That's a good question, Space Nerd. I doubt it. For the simple fact that I don't want to lie to you. That's a good question. You might need 2 people, somebody to pilot and somebody to watch it. That's a good question, though. That's a large, is why I'm saying it. It's, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe it could be possible they kind of roll over the 400i cooling system into it. Yeah, I could see that, but I'm like, how would they do that? It's such a big ship. Isn't the 600i the second largest ship Origin makes? And then we have the 400. The 400 has all those computer terminals, right? The 400i has all those computers. True, but you might need a 890. Yeah, the 890 jump's going to require, I would say, at least three people. It'll still be in your buyback if you ever join. So keep that in mind, Space Nerd. Is it locked to his account, DJ, since it was gifted to him? Remind me. I don't want to lie to him. It should be locked to your account, so there's no worries it'll disappear. I've been gifted stuff and I've melted it, and I don't think it'll go back to the original owner. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's locked. Yeah. If it was gifted to you, DJ says it's locked to you, Space Nerd. You can still melt it though, so it'll be permanent in your account. Yep, it'll be in your buyback 100%. Okay. Yeah, I've been gifted some stuff too, so yeah. How much is an 600i? Oh, you've done a lot of trades? Aha. That explains it. Okay. That's the real question. Do you have any friends you could ride with? I would think it might be. Assuming it's as complicated as people are saying, what do you think, DJ? Maybe too big? Unless he has a friend with him? I would think so, because it's such a large ship. But that's a really tricky question. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah. That's a really tricky question. I think I would hold off until the actual rework comes up, Space Nerd. But I would pick some ships just in case. This is my thought. Pick some ships that are like medium size, not super complicated, that you like. Yes, it is coming soon. So I would definitely pick some ships you might want to roll over. Well, engineering is being rolled into Evo now as testing. So I'm not going to lie to you. It could be... What's the melt on the 600i? Let me look that up. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. Let me see. I don't know one. The actual price of oh. So is it an LTI ship? Space Nerd? Go to your hangar, click on exchange, and you'll see the store credits where, yeah. Go check that. Do what DJ said. Yeah, it'll tell you. Definitely a good plan. Don't melt it yet. No worries. I don't want to lead you wrong, Space Nerd. Remember, I'm just an opinioner. You can always find other opinions, but you might want to keep it in mind in case things do go the way it is, you know? Keep options. Just my 2 cents. Yeah, that's a good question. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Well, I've gifted things away for a giveaway before. 600i. How much is a 600i worth melt value? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay. If it's a fully owned 600i standalone ship, and if it's not an upgrade, it is... Is it saying 475 or base pledge Nomad? Interesting. So if you melt the 600i, you'll get a Nomad in your buyback. Interesting. It was a Christmas present. Okay. Does it say how much the overall upgrade plus the Nomad's worth? I don't have a 600i. Funny. It's saying altogether it's worth should be about either 400 to 475, something like that. If it's an upgrade, I don't know how much. It might be less. We'll see. But either way, it should be worth quite a bit. 300. So they CCU chained it. Yeah, $300 is still quite a bit of money. Isn't it, DJ? $300 that gets deposited in your account. Not bad, really. That's quite a gift. You should, Space Nerd. It should show up in your account. Yep, and a Nomad will be in your buyback. Yep. If you have any difficulty, contact support. Right, DJ? If you have any difficulties after that, I would contact support because they would be able to help you out. Yeah, I mean, with the changes coming, unless you're playing with a large group for larger ships, it might be easier for you to have a small or medium ship. The 400i is more soloable because of the component cooling. Yeah, I've had a 400i before. It seems a lot more manageable. I won't melt yet until IAE and see what's available. Yeah. If I were you, I'd wait for IAE, Space Nerd, when the actual ship sale happens. That way you have better choices, which should be in 2 weeks. Yeah. I would hold off on melting for now because not the full catalog's not available yet. Right, DJ? Hold off for now, but then melt later. I would definitely hold off. It is for respawn. It's going to be. But again, if you're not playing on your own, if you're playing on your own, I have an Apollo for that reason. But it's very squishy. It's not really a combat ship. More of a mobile ambulance. Yeah. A lot of people just spawn at hospitals nearby anyway. That's the old way of doing things, pretty much. Mine don't, but I do play in a large group all the time. I typically have a lot of ships. Yeah, needing a med bed is different from actually wanting a med bed, different from needing it. Yep. DJ. Mean. I don't really use my Apollo that much for now. I'm hanging on to it for later. Yeah, I'd hold off on melting for now. At least until IAE. That way you can get a better choice of ship. Because right now you have very limited options. Very limited. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's good mentality to have there, DJ. I mean, it makes sense. Hold on to it, like I've said, for for IE. Wait for all the ships to be revealed. You know, the last week or so of the event, and then make your move. Yep. True, but you are pretty much right. Uh. Wow. Holy crap. Da, 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 da. In other news, guys, you know what I've caught up with? A bunch of no, not Bleach. Black Clover. It is. I'm getting caught up with it. I'm not done yet, but I'm caught up to 116. I think 116 out of 170 of the current episodes so far. It's been an adventure. No. It's a show. Sorry, Space Nerd. Trying to break some ice, you know. Lol. Sorry. we're nerds. We're talking about anime briefly. I apologize. No, you're good. You're good. I mean, all us nerds have to get along and get, together and stuff. It's fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah. This is probably the most fun I've had all week so far. Yeah. Black Clover's maybe old right now. It's about 5-year-old season. But they're fixing to do the next arc. Bleach, yeah. Bleach is also good, but getting caught up with it is hard too, because there's so many episodes. Other shows, let me think. I want to say Shield Hero is now on 4 seasons, right? Am I wrong, DJ? Is it up to 4, fixing to go to 5 seasons? I think it's season 5 now, right? Might have to look that one up. A show I've heard may or may not get a 5th season is there's a couple that had some disappointing seasons, but they may not get sequels, sadly. Which sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, you're good. Ultramarine Magmel. Interesting name. Yeah. So, one thing I know, okay, from my experience with anime, I know that Star Citizen's universe could easily, this island of monsters. Ooh. So far, it's been pretty cool. Awesome. Hey, as long as they keep a good story flowing and actually have a cohesive story, that's all that matters, man. You know, if it's a good story, yeah. You know, action, good story, yeah, everything, right? In my opinion, I still think Star Citizen can do its own Netflix series that's way better than Halo, cough, cough, was. Cough! That Halo series needs to be buried in the dirt somewhere. It had so much premise. And yet, poor Master Chief. Wow, just... Yeah, I was just saddened by that show. It made me want to cry. Silver timeline. They actually distanced themselves from it and called it another timeline. Silver timeline, I think. Yeah, I think that's what I heard too. Smart thinking too. To call it an alt timeline. One way they could redeem that timeline, you know who they could do? What they could do? Resurrect Noble Six. Could you imagine if Noble Six survived Reach? Master Chief goes into the no-fly zone and he sees a Spartan. He sees a Spartan flagging him down. He's like, yeah, well, I'm just saying. They'd F it up, yeah. Well, what if the actual Bungie team started writing it? Then we might have hope. Maybe. They'd be like, nah, if we're doing Reach and Noble's surviving, we're doing it, not you clowns, right? And they're like, okay, what are we paying you? You let us do it. Yeah, I know. I meant the old crew, not the... Yeah, sad. It makes me weep. It does make me cry. I know. I mean, I'm just in some lucid fantasy. I imagine Noble Six rescuing Master Chief in the Silver Timeline. Be like, Chief, the hell are you doing out here, man? This isn't your fight. He's like, Noble Six, what are you doing here? Right? I heard you were dead. The details of my expiration were greatly underestimated. Right, DJ? Yeah, no worries, DJ. I'm just like, it would make me sad if... But yeah, they'll never give us anything proper for Halo ever again. Well, you have a good night, DJ. Okay. Anyways, I hope our commentary helped you out. Oh, shoot. Ew. That makes me sad. Well, shoot. Zero. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Well. And then there was one remaining, yeah, person. Guess I'm the last guy just sticking around here, kinda. Kind of fun. Yeah. I So I guess I'm all by my lonesome, talking to myself again. This is kind of sad and depressing at the same time. Sorta. Super sad and I had to get some of these. Shoot. I'm probably going to have to raid a channel here in a few minutes. I got to eat something. It's almost 7 o'clock here. See who I'm following. There's probably nobody around. It's weird looking though. Let's read Cobra TV if we can. We'll see. Send you guys on over to Cobra. Have a good night, everyone. And 07.